Okay, let's get to it. Genesis 1:21. So God created the great creatures of the sea and every living thing with which the waters teemed, and that moves in it according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And yes, King James. And God created the great whales and every living creature that moves, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. Okay, sure. And God saw that it was good. Why does it say whale in his? Why? New King James doesn't have it. Amplified has God created the great sea monsters. You know what? Maybe I should finish the day. Today. Now, my ear itches. God created great whales. Ellicott. Whales, strictly speaking, are mammals. Yes. And belong to the creation of the sixth day. Interesting. But taten, the word used here, means any long creature and is used of serpents, Exodus chapter 7, verses 9 through 10, where, however, it may mean a crocodile. And in Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 33, of the crocodile in Psalm 74, verse 13, and Isaiah 51, verse 9, and Ezekiel 29, verse 3, and of sea monsters generally in Job 7, verse 12. Thus apparently marks the great surgeon age. The use too of the verb braba he created is no agreement against the meaning of to produce out of nothing, because it belongs not to these monsters which have been evolved, but to the whole verse which describes the introduction of animal life. This is one of the special creative acts which physical science acknowledges to be outside its dominion. See, what? Okay, maybe I won't, because what Elliot Cott says here, to may have been evolved, because, well, he uses may have been because it doesn't necessarily mean whale, it just means some sea monster thing sea creature thing in general, which probably were mistaken to be whales, but I guess he's just being on the safe side. Evolved. So he's like, no, yes, he seems to be accepting evolution, first thing. Which even Jennings Bryan accepted evolution, just not human evolution. Evolution of all other life. That was the problem with the Scopes monkey trial. Yeah. But the whole verse which describes the introduction of animal life. So, or I guess you could just substitute life in general, the very first where life came from. And maybe now you're thinking, oh, we know where life came from now. We have ideas and theories. But remember, this was written a long time ago, so. But yes, the beginning of the universe, to produce out of nothing. God made the whole universe out of exactly nothing. Oh, it looks like Pulpit Commentary talks about whales, great whales, from. These were the first two classes which Shirchism of the previous verse, where the word is used for serpents of the crocodile, and may therefore be described great sea monsters in general. So it's used for serpents and crocodiles. So is whale an accurate translation of this word? No. So apparently in the Greek, monstrous crawlers that wrangled through the water or scud along the banks. Whales, crocodiles, and other sea monsters, galactic, aquatic, and gigantic aquatic and amphibious reptiles. So, in other words, yeah, maybe they saw a giant octopus. Probably not likely. Or whale shark. So remember, they didn't know what these things were back then. Nothing more evidence the importance in which the Creator's judgment attached to this day's work. Yes, God saw that it was good. As in every other instance, the produce of this day approve themselves to the divine Creator's judgment, but on the day he marks his compliance by a step which he takes for the first time, that pronouncing a benefaction on the newly created tribes. Yes. So, yes, God, still plural, backs any Jew or Christian. One God, only one God. Maybe instead of coming up with crazy theories how there have been multiple gods, just trust that Judaism has been a monotheistic religion since the very beginning. Even if you do that, you don't have to accept the whole rest of the Bible. You should, because of lots of other evidence. But yeah, it's very clear that there's a lot of atheists out there who more care about just Bible being wrong than anything else. Created, yeah, the great older sea creatures, a marine, land monster, sea serpent, jackal, and every. These are, these are other words that could be translated. You know, land monster or sea serpent. Living, alive, raw, fresh, strong, life. Thing. A soul, living being, life, self, person, desire, passion, appetite, emotion. That moves, to glide swiftly, to crawl, to move, with short step, to swim, to swarm. With who, which, what, then, when, where, how, because, in order that. In order that. Wow, that word does a lot of water. Sorry, did that. Teamed to wrangle, swarm, abound, according to their kinds, a sort of species. Bird, flying creatures. Yeah, that's literally what the Hebrew word translates to. Flying creatures. A flight. An edge, extremely. A wing, a flap, a quarter, a principle. A sort, a species after its kind. Saw, to see, that. Relative conjunction. It was all good. How much more of this first is there? This story. You know what? Maybe not. Maybe I will just end the video here. Yeah, I'm done.